Today's episode of I Want Video is made possible by Bluehost. Bluehost is the fast, easy way to get your site up on the web for only $6.95 a month. You get unlimited hosting, unlimited domains. That's Bluehost. Try them today at tryblue.com. On today's episode of I Want Video, we're going to take a look at America's Got Talent. We're also going to take a look at Adobe CS5. And we're going to talk to Jennie Melvin of Real Estate Live TV. All of this and much more on this episode of I Want Video. Well, I actually had something planned for today, but last night I was sitting on the couch, vegging out and watching one of my favorite TV shows, America's Got Talent. Now you may be wondering, what does America's Got Talent really have to do with business video? Well, let me tell you. Last night was the YouTube edition, and everybody on there was discovered on YouTube. Now how does that equate to business? Well, take a look at some of the acts that were on there. One was a guy named Pizza Pat. And on the show, in front of about 10 million people and a huge live audience, he got out there, spun his pizzas around, and got to promote his pizza business on the campus of Ohio State. Now, how is that for a great way to promote your business? Now, on top of that, one of my favorite acts of the night was Dan Sperry, a guy that I'm very familiar with, and he was on there. Another great act on the show last night was Dan Sperry, a magician who now, whenever he goes for a gig, can say, hey, I'm the guy who was on America's Got Talent. I'm the guy who grossed Howie Mandel out with this great act. How can you beat those two things for promotion? Imagine getting onto a show like America's Got Talent in front of 10 million people and promoting your product in a covert way. Well, you can do that with the power of online video through the power of places like YouTube. If you can be entertaining and you can get out there and do something that people want to watch and at the same time plug something for them, you're going to do well. A couple of weeks ago, we did an episode on real estate video and how video can help realtors to promote their properties. Well, I recently got to speak with Jennie Melvin of Real Estate Live TV, a new site just launching that helps you to promote your videos of your properties online. Let's take a look. Hey, Jennie, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Now, Jennie, we wanted to ask you a few questions about realestatelivetv.com. A couple of weeks ago, we did an episode that was specifically about using video for real estate, and I just wanted to get a little bit more of your opinion on how the trends are moving for video in real estate at this time.
Okay, what we're finding, back about 10 or 12 years ago, the big thing was to have a trifold brochure for all of the agents. That was the big thing. They could show that to their clients. Then, about 7, 8 years ago, the big thing was, oh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to have a professional photographer come in and take pictures, and it's just, we're going to have it look real pretty and have it staged. Now, technology has simply just moved forward, and people are demanding more. With YouTube's video, people are used to watching HGTV, etc. The clients are wanting more for their house. It's a tough market, so agents realize they've got to step it up, and video is the next trend.
And how have you found the response has been so far from realtors and from brokers and people that are in the industry?
Oh, it's been great. We've really had a lot of positive responses. This gives the ability for the agents to not only market their listing, but they can also market themselves. Each page has a property detail page for your listing. It's going to have the video. You can upload up to 50 pictures, do a full property description. It's very similar to a multiple list. There's going to be area information on that, mortgage calculator. All of it is branded particularly to that agent. There is no advertising on it. It's just the agent, their contact information, a link to their website, their email address, everything, it's all to that agent. So we have found that through research, a lot of the other websites out there, you'll have your advertising, you have to pay extra for your logo, you have to pay extra for your picture, and you don't know whether there's going to be another agent that's being advertised on that property detail page. We won't do that.
Great. And speaking of pricing and things of that nature, how does the pricing work for people that join the site?
Well, right now we're in the beta testing phase, and so we are offering a free membership, so you're able to upload 2 listings, and for each listing you can upload 2 videos, and this is for free. So, for example, you can upload the listing video, and perhaps you can put a marketing video with it, or you can put a video of the neighborhood information or town information along with it. You can upload 10 informational guides along with that, and that would be, if you perceive yourself to be the local area expert, you can do a video on that, do a video on mortgage updates, whatever you'd like. And so we're offering that free for the beta period, and that is through November 1st. And as well as all the rest of the memberships, and they go from 7 video listings to 12 video listings to 25 and 75. Right now they're all half price during the beta period. And anybody who signs up for membership, for example, if you sign up for what's called our silver membership, and that's up to 7 listings, which is 14 videos, and you get your custom home page and you get your property detail pages that are specifically to you, it's only $17 a month. And when we change our prices after the beta period, the agents who sign up for the next 2 months will continue to get that half price for life.
Well, we want to thank Jennie for coming on with us, and if you'd like to see the entire interview, you can go to iwantvideo.tv and search for the Jennie Melvin video, and you'll get the entire thing. It's about 10 minutes long, and it'll teach you a whole lot more about her great service. Thanks again, Jennie. Okay, today's tool of the trade is an old favorite that's been around for a long time now in a new iteration. It's Adobe CS5. Now, I know, me personally, I get excited when a new version of CS comes out. The reason is I love some of the programs on there. Unfortunately, I also hate some of the programs on there. And now with CS5, I get the opportunity to re-examine some of the ones I don't like and see if they've improved. Well, let's start with the good stuff. Photoshop. How can you go wrong? Photoshop is a great product. It does things that no other program can really do in an easy fashion. Yes, there are alternatives out there. There's Pixelmator for the Mac, there's the GIMP, there's a few others, but none of them have the robust tool set that Photoshop has. I use Photoshop on a daily basis for all sorts of products, for video and for print. So I can highly recommend Photoshop CS5. Now, another great product in there is, of course, After Effects. For a video guy, that's one of my favorite programs. It is one of the closest things to perfection that you can get in a software. It does everything that you want, and it does it well. If you are into high-end video graphics and animation and motion graphics, you can't beat After Effects. It is a fantastic program. Of course, you've also got Illustrator. Illustrator's another one, a great program. Not much to be said there. It's just a great program. But there are some downsides to the CS5 suite, and here they are. Premiere. Premiere is a video editing program similar to Final Cut and a few others out there, and it's a great editing program. It really is. It's for Mac and PC, and you can do almost anything you want on there. Now, here's my problems with Adobe Premiere. It still lacks some great features that are in other programs like Final Cut. Things that aren't necessarily game changers or things that will totally take you away from using Premiere, but things that just make your life a little bit easier that can be done in Final Cut that still can't be done in Premiere. For instance, unless I'm wrong here, and somebody please post below if you know differently. For instance, if you were to take a transition, put it into Premiere in between two of your clips, and you wanted to tweak it out and do all sorts of fun things to it, and then you wanted to take that same transition and just simply move it over to the next cut, you can't do that. If you put the transition there again, you're going to go in and retweak all the stuff. Whereas, for instance, in Final Cut, you hit Option, you grab it, you drag it, you drop it, and now you've got it in both spots with all the tweaks already in place. Saves a ton of time. Premiere is a great editing program. There's just a few little minor things like that that just make it a little bit tough to recommend highly. Now, on to the really bad stuff, Encore. The problem with Encore is that it is buggy. It is crazy. It crashes. It does all sorts of weird things, and that's on the Mac and the PC. I've tried it on both. Now, you make a Blu-ray, it's one of the only programs that does make fully interactive Blu-rays, which is a positive, except that that is the buggiest part of the software. You go through the whole process of making a Blu-ray, encoding the high-definition video, getting all the way through to the end, and then just before it's ready to burn the disc, it says, yeah, sorry, yeah, can't do that. Yeah, the video you've put in there and encoded isn't the right format. Well, how can it not be the right format? I used Media Encoder to make it the right format. It's bugs like this that make Encore one of the worst programs I have ever had to use. And it's sad because it's got a great feature set. Now, I know many of you will probably say, I love Encore. I've used it many times. I've never had a problem. If that's the case, post down below. I want to hear about it. My recommendation is, if you're in the video business, or if you're in the graphic design business, get CS5. It's well worth it, but you may want to invest in a different program for creating your DVDs and Blu-rays. Now, if you're going to pick up a copy of CS5, I recommend that you get it from B&H Photo and Video. B&H Photo and Video has a huge selection of all the software, hardware, cameras, editors, everything you could possibly need to create your productions. Check them out today at trybh.com. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of I Want Video. Remember, you can join us on YouTube, on iTunes, you can join us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Just search for I Want Video. And we'll see you next week.